What we do here is go back, 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 back.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Word on the Curb. Yes, it's been a minute. It has since we did a Word on the Curb. But it's been a minute since we had a day like today. I'm telling you, I've been in these internet streets all day and it has been so much fun. I cannot tell you, I have been laughing all day. And let me just say this, anytime you see the Word on the Curb, you should know that the squatties have been up to some shenanigans, if you know what I mean. They have been so petty, so messy, and so funny. And so, if messiness and pettiness and shadiness is not your cup of tea, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. I get that. I do. Maybe this particular podcast may not be for you because I am putting it out there ahead of time. The squatties have been on one today, and they have been dragging Peggy and Kitty up and down these internet streets. And I'm telling you, they have been dragging Kitty by her wiglet. I'm telling and making some of the most funniest posts. I cannot. And just get prepared for me to giggle, to cackle, to laugh all the way through this podcast because I cannot help myself because the squatties have outdone themselves. They have. They have made the funniest, shadiest, pettiest post that you can ever think of coming up with, and I just had to share. So the Word on the Curb today is about Willie and Kitty at the London's Natural History Museum and how everybody responded to them, because I don't think it went the way they thought it was going to go. Even to the point where People magazine wrote an article wrote an article about what was being said online. I'm telling you, it was just that much dragging going on. It was heavy in the dragging to the point where they had to write an article about it. And we're going to get into that a little later, but I'm going to put this up. And y'all, I'm telling y'all, I had such a good time. Y'all know I'm petty. Y'all know I'm messy. I never have tried to hide that from y'all. And y'all know I love some good shade. So, yes, let's get started with it because it is so funny. And like I said, it's all about this right here. And this is how it all started. This is how it all kicked off. Willie and Kitty went on a joint engagement and they went to the London's Natural History Museum. And people wrote an article about it, and here it is. It says Kate Middleton and Prince William make first joint return to royal duties after summer break and get caught in the rain. Yes, and they talked about how Kate Middleton and Prince William made their joint return and said the Prince and Princess of Wales met with school children and learned about the museum's gardens. You know, she had to go out there to the garden. You know, she had to do that because she would not be called duplicate if she didn't do that. And then it says the visit came one day after the three children returned to the classroom at Lanebrook School? Yes. So that's how it started. Well, they showed up looking A little. I, they showed up looking like this. As you can see, William looked like he was about 200 years old, and Kate looked like she had about 200 pounds of hair on her head. So it was 200 and 200. And let me tell you, it it absolutely went off the rails after that. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this up and look what this squatty said. Logged on for the first time today and I am howling. Look at the picture, y'all. Say, I am howling. Yes, it is a lot of howling going on. And let me tell you, it's a lot of dragging going on as well. They are dragging Kitty about that horrible, horrible wig. And they are dragging Peggy about how old he looks. I mean, people are talking about how does he look so old and he stays on vacation all the time. And this particular squatty said, start with the eyeballs looking, said, words fail me because they showed up really looking bad. They really, really did. And look at William. William looks like he has aged 20 years since the last time we saw him. It's crazy with that little bit of hair on the top of his head. It, I cannot, y'all. And I'm going to put this up. Look at this picture of Kate. Kate looks so run down and washed up. I don't know who told her to do a blonde wig, but it's not it. This particular squatty said, since it's pretty much been nonstop talking for several weeks about with love Megan, and as ever, Megan's whine. I'm sorry, but if this is Kate's way of trying to overshadow Megan and steal the spotlight, this was not the way to do it. Look at her. I agree. And that ill-fitted jacket. Kate is going to get so thin, she is going to disappear. And it seems like her neck gets longer the skinnier she gets. Kate is starting to look like a giraffe, at least a baby one. Her neck is so long. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this one up. This squatty, I cannot with her. Look what she said. Hashtag mute challenge or speak in code. But oh my God, this is her speaking in code, y'all. Can you? I cannot. I swear squatties need to stop. And of course, the squatties absolutely followed their instructions and spoke in code. And look at this one. And this one says, it's giving. I'm telling you, these pictures are crazy. Squatty speaking in code. And look at this squatty speaking in code. Good afternoon. That's it. Good afternoon. Yes, Squatty speaking in code. And listen, y'all, even David is one of my favorite squatties because he is always putting up these beautiful pictures of Princess Diana. Some pictures I have never seen before. I don't know where he gets them. He goes through the archives, I guess, and just post these beautiful pictures of Princess Diana. But look what David did. He veered off a track a little today. And it says, this story is going to grow and grow, rather like the hair. And put up this picture. I cannot with squatties. I cannot when you are with David. Because like I said, his account is pretty straightforward. It's all about Diana, beautiful pictures of Diana. And even He got into it. I'm telling you, I cannot. And look what this squatty put up. I can't stop laughing. What a mess. Laughing my A off. Still speaking in code. Still speaking in code. And of course, it was such a epic dragging online that people wrote an article about it. And I guess they consulted with Diana's hairdresser because this is what people said about the dragging going on of Kate. It says Princess Diana's hairdresser slams nasty comments about Kate Middleton's new look. Dismayed and disgusted. Yes, he was just dismayed and disgusted. But I'll tell you what, the squatty said, you can have some of these hands too. We can drag you too. I'm telling you, and that's exactly what they proceeded to do. And this particular squatter came up under it and said this: "Oh, the fake outrage begins. All of a sudden, KKK can't take criticism about that horrible thing on her head. But where were the outrage for Megan when Kate lied about Megan made her cry? The concern about Megan's unborn child's skin color and the continuous lies nearly 10 years later. Shut the F up. Megan has to endure hate abuse by KKK's racist fans every single day. But to tell the truth, they are not fans of KKK's. They're haters of the Duchess of Sussex. Where is the lie? Because they cannot leave her alone and focus on their so-called fade. But I'll tell you what, the word on the curve is even her so-called fans are upset with her appearance. They were talking about, here on these internet streets, even they were talking about that ill-fitted outfit she had on and that 200 pounds of hair she had piled up on her head. They were so outdone about it to the point where we didn't get a whole lot of pushback. And I'm telling you this is another word on the curve. It was people dragging Kate and William that was not squatties. Yes, a lot of them was not squatty. That is the reason why the drag was so epic, because it was not just squatties. They posted a picture about Willie and Kitty on TMZ. And let me tell you, if you go in those comments, brutal, brutal. People who are not squatties are taking shot after shot at Kate and Willie, especially Kate, because they're having a hard time trying to figure out why this woman with all this money is got this cheap wig on her head. And I'm telling you, they are being not so nice about asking the question. And evidently, it hit a nerve over there in Kensington Palace, because here comes Diana's hairdresser. Who knew? Who knew he was still alive or who he was? But I think the reason he was tapped on the shoulder to do this particular interview for this article is because they wanted to find someone connected to Diana, because they know Diana is much loved, so they are using her to try to defend Kate. That's exactly what's going on here. There is no low that these people won't go. They'll use a dead woman in order to try to bolster Kate. Now, nobody told Kate to show up with that 300 pounds of hair on her head. Of course, she is going to be talked about. Nobody told Willie to show up like he was Father Time. Of course, he's going to be talked about. And we are living in the age of social media. People get drugged all of the time. And when you open yourself up to that, that's exactly what happens. But to me, it's as if they don't understand how this thing works. You know, they need a media person, they need a stylist, and Lord knows they need a skin routine because Willie, I'm telling you, if he don't hurry up and find him some sunscreen, he is going to look like his granddaddy who died at 99. I kid you not. So they can stop blaming people for the dragging, especially when you set yourself up for it. And let's not forget, they opened this Pandora's box. This Pandora's box was shut tight. Nobody criticized anybody over there across the pond. Here in America, we didn't even know they were over there. And the ones that did know didn't care. But then came along Megan and their treatment, or should I say, mistreatment of her. And so it became open season for all of them. Because let's not get it twisted. You're not going to drag Megan. You're not going to drag Harry for protecting Megan and not get some blowback on you. I mean, let's not think that you can do and treat Megan any kind of way, and people are going to be cool with that. And it opens you up to criticism. Just they're so used to it always being one sided. They're so used to being able to control the narrative. But, baby, things have changed. And when you went rogue and went all in on Megan, you open yourself up for other people to do the same to you. You showed disrespect, and disrespect is now being showed to you because you can't blame anybody but yourself for this because you opened that Pandora's box. I'm just saying. And this same hairdresser of Diana's, look what appeared in Sun, the Scum magazine back in February of this year. February of this year. Listen to what he said. Hair me out. Prince Harry's old hairdresser begs him to let it go or either shave his head or get a transplant in a scathing post. One expert claims that his bald patch has almost doubled since he married Meghan Markle in 2018. See, they trying to blame Harry's baldness. I mean, even blaming Harry's baldness on Meghan. And this particular squatty that posted it said this same man that is being used by People magazine to get sympathy for Kate was nasty towards Prince Harry's looks, blaming Meghan for Harry's hair loss not too long ago. Now suddenly he has the vapors when it comes to Kate. What don't they get about opening up Pandora's box? I just said that. Yes, they opened up Pandora's box and now they can't take the heat. They cannot take what is coming out of it. And what it is blowback. It is boomeranging. Yes, you throw it out harder, it comes back even harder. And they cannot take it. And yes, the same man who wants you to have sympathy for Kitty Cat, because she is wearing her weight in hair. The ratio between the hair on her head and her body weight is equal. But I digress. This same person, so called Diana's hairdresser, was the same man who was out here shaming Harry for his hair loss and blaming Meghan for said hair loss. But now he just got the vapors because Kitty is being drugged up and down these internet streets because she decided to wear every wiglet that she could find in the United Kingdom. All I can say is stop it. Stop it. You started it. They started it when they attacked Megan. Megan can't have anything. They can't enjoy anything without attack after attack after attack. But yet and still, they won't stop. But they don't want anybody to, come after them. Well, I'm just going to say this. They really cannot pin this on the Sussy Squad because I went through a lot of these comments and I don't recognize any of these people's names. A lot of these are non-squatties. These are people who saw the post, who saw the article. They put it out and they are just responding to what they are seeing. So I don't understand. And when you put yourself out there, you have to be willing to take it as it comes. I'm just saying. And this particular squatty said, People magazine inform us Diana's hairdresser found post about case, bad wig, disgusting and horrible. We didn't hear him saying anything when Diana's grandson was compared to a chimpanzee. Oh, how much it hurts them that Megan is thriving and her children looks like Diana. Exactly. But I'm telling you, if they think that things like this is not going to get thrown in their face when they try to criticize people for doing exactly what they have done to Megan for almost 7, 8, well, really, let's not get it twisted. They were doing it to her before she left that family. We're on about the 9th year here that they have done this to Megan. And every time, things like this are going to get drug up. Charles did not do anything about this. Willie did not do anything like this except encourage people to do things like this. The man who posted this Danny Baker, he was fired but then rehired at the BBC. Wonder how that happened. I'm just saying. So, miss me. That's what people are pretty much saying. Miss us, and let the dragon continue. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up. This squatty said, so wait, Kitty shows up to an event wearing one of Nana Akua's old shake and go wigs. And the Derangers are claiming Megan is the one who is wearing a wig. Y'all know they always be saying Megan is wearing a wig. But Megan made it very clear in an interview. She said that when she was working, a working actress, people wanted her to wear a wig to keep from getting her hair damaged, her hairdressers. And Megan said she never wore a wig. She let them know, no, she's not wearing a wig. But we all know who is. And it says these people are certifiable. Where is the lie? But not Nana Akua's old shake and go wig. I cannot, y'all. I cannot. And this particular squatty said, y'all, I can't unsee it now. Look, it looks exactly the same. It absolutely do. And both of them do nothing but copy Megan, including Nana. Nana has went out and found her every week she could to absolutely copy and mimic Megan's hair. She has. And we all know she'd go out and get dresses and stuff like that, marrying that criminal she married. Yeah, well, let me correct myself so I can be correct. Former criminal. Nana, I'm telling you, her and Kate, they are special people. I'm just saying. Y'all, it is so many good ones, but I had to put this one up. It says, are her hairdresser and Bridget McCrone hairdresser related? I I need to pick myself up from the floor just to ask that question. And y'all, look, I think they might be related. Because I'm telling you, that's a bad wig that Brigitte got on. Now, I can't talk too much about Brigitte because Brigitte will sue. She absolutely will. She's suing the brakes off of Candace Owens right now. So I am not going to say too much about Miss Brigitte. I think she looks really good for her age. I am going to tone that one all the way down and keep it moving. Yes. And this particular squatty said this looks real to me. Y'all are just haters. Y'all are haters. I cannot. What can you do with squatties? You cannot do anything with squatties. This is hilarious. Yes. So we are all just haters. I cannot. All right, y'all. This is what he said. That woman couldn't cope with the fact that there's a duchess with naturally healthy, long, thick hair. So she's been trying to find the longest wig in the market that weighs more than her entire body, and therefore they look odd on her. That is exactly true. This right here is just Kate's insecurity showing. She is going to be the queen of the United Kingdom, and she is so insecure. She's so threatened by a woman who is not going to be that. I have said it time and time again. Kate knows exactly who she is. That's why she behaves the way she does. Kate knows she's mediocre. Kate knows she can't measure up to Megan. All of this hair on her head is her saying, I know, I know. She is trying her hardest to try to overcompensate for her insecurities. And it's on display for everyone to see. And she ain't the only one. Willie Boy is doing the exact same thing, but his is expressed in being incandescent with rage. That is the reason why he hates Harry so much, because he knows he can't measure up. Even though his birthright says he's going to be the king of the United Kingdom, he knows if it was on merit, he would lose. He would lose against Harry. I'm just saying, this is what it's all about. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And Kate is not the only one getting drugged up and down these internet streets. Yes, yes, yes. Peggy is getting his turn as well. Now, they can't skull drag him because he didn't have any hair on the top. They have to, grab what they can in the back. But they still dragging him. They absolutely is. And this particular squatty, and I don't know, I keep saying they're squatties, but most of the people who are doing the dragging are non-squatties. I promise you. I don't even recognize these names. And this person, so I'm going to say this person says left Prince William at 43, right Prince Philip at 75. If William makes it to his father's or his grandfather's age by 75, we'll need an archaeologist to identify him. Y'all, when I read this one right here, I was dead. They had to just put me in a plot. I cannot. Saying that they're going to have an archaeologist to recognize him, to identify. He is aging pretty fast, I'm telling you, but boy, and look at the picture. They're not lying. This was his grandfather at 75. Look at William. I don't know what's going on there, but boy, Father Time has his foot up William's butt. He does. And I'm gonna put this one up. This particular person, like I said, I'm not gonna say squatties because I don't recognize them, but this one says Queen Elizabeth in her 80s looked younger and healthier than him. Bra works the least, always vacationing and still managed to look exhausted. Look at this picture. Now, this is a Getty image, and you know it is no photoshopping when it comes to Getty. He looks horrendous. And this is a man who just came off of vacation. Since Harry has left that family, I'm telling you, William has been on fast forward when it comes to aging. He looks at least 20 years older than he did when he went on vacation. Look at him. He almost looks like the crypt keeper. I'm just saying, I don't know what they doing on vacation, but it ain't happening now. They maybe need to work a little bit more. And I'm gonna put this up, and this squatty is responding to the criticism about the dragging. And this squatty says this: to those crying under my post in the name of compassion, kindly take 2 steps to the left, press on the elevator button, and go all the way down to hell. I cannot. And when it comes to the fake cancer patient and her bum arse wig, all high roads are closed. Tell me squatties was not on one today. They was on one today. I'm telling you, I cannot. And squatties was having none of this shaming or any of this talk of compassion. They were having none of it. Y'all, I'm telling you, I have rolled. I have absolutely rolled over what these squatties have been doing in these internet streets today. They are not having any of it. They are going to drag, and nobody's going to get in their way of doing it. But the biggest majority of the people who are doing the dragging are not squatties. They're non-squatties. They're people who saw the posts, saw the articles, and proceeded to drag them. So I don't know what to say. I don't. Except to put up this next post and look at this. It says, let me go put on my SPF 70 child. Woo! I'm telling you, squatties are just incredible. They are incredible people and they're so funny. Oh my God. And look at this one. This one is so funny. It says, someone said his mother snatched her good genes back the moment he started acting like his daddy. And then look at the picture. It says, here lies me laughing my A off. Bye. Because they were dead. After they saw that, they were dead. Yes, you know, Squatty's been saying that forever, though. So this must not be a Squatty. This must be someone who hadn't been participating in our community, because Squatty has been saying that forever, that Diane snatched her good genes back. But when this particular person heard that, they said they were dead. They was dead. I mean, so funny. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And it seems to be a running theme with this family that here lately, all of them, every time they do an engagement, they are getting school kids out of school as props. And that's exactly what Peggy and Kitty did today. And it turned out to be a disaster. And also, a peek, a window into who they are as human beings. We got a glimpse of who they really were. Their mask slipped today. And we're going to talk about it. I'm going to put this up. And the Duchess, Megan, the Duchess of Advocacy, Y'all know her. She has a channel here on YouTube. She is everything. And she said this: look at Wank standing away from the kids holding an umbrella, and Princess Wiggy holding an umbrella looking confused as hell while those poor babies get soaked. That's exactly what happened. That right there was the mass slipping. They didn't care about the kids getting wet. And look how they made the kids stay out there. Nobody made a move to usher the kids back inside because of the rain. Nobody cared. They didn't care. They cared about the money shot. That's what it was about. And Megan, the Duchess of Advocacy, went on to say Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex would never, they would have covered those babies and got them out of the rain real quick. Where is the lie? Where is it? I don't see it. I'm looking for it. It's hiding, I guess, because that is crazy to me. And you could see how the kids was just so upset about having to stand in the rain and the teachers trying to shield them. And Willie and Kitty stood under the umbrella and did those goofy smiles that they do because they knew the cameras was on and they wanted the money shot. I cannot. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up, and this is some of the responses that came up under this post. And it's because people just don't understand why they allowed the kids to continue to stand in the rain and not usher them into the museum. Why are the kids standing in the rain? Well, we all know. We all know. Because at the end of the day, we don't care who gets pneumonia. We don't care if these little kids have to be soaking wet all day, have to be in wet shoes and socks. We all know it's very damp in the United Kingdom. The weather, is not hot. I'll put it that way. And these little kids soaking wet now. And it was all about the money shot. And this particular squatty said, how could Prince's early years allow those kiddies to be out in that downpour because of the money shot? Then this other squatty said, it's given the same insensitivity and vibe as the Caribbean tour and kids behind the wire fence. Some people never learn. Disappointing. Well, you can't learn when it is innate in who you are. This is who William is. This is who Kitty is. They don't have the ability to feel or be empathetic towards anybody. It's about them. It's about what's best for them. I mean, that's the way it is when it comes to each other. We all know, we done saw it time after time after time. When it's only one umbrella, William has it in his hand. So they are just showing who they are. And then this last one, which absolutely killed me, said, she's mad about baby brain. Yeah, this is not baby brain. This is just them being who they are. The mask slipping again. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up, and this is a repost. And the original post is by Megan, the Duchess of Advocacy, saying, well, the future of the monarchy is looking more grim by the hour. And this particular squatty reposted that and said this: the kids were very clearly distressed by the downpour, yet Karen Middleton only cared about herself and carrying on with the photo shoot. No maternal instincts or even a even a slightest bit of empathy to cover them or share her umbrella. What the F is this? SHIT. Yeah, they ate her up about that because her mask slipped again. Again. She is not a loving person. Her and William are the same person. That's why he was attracted to her. They are different sides of the same coin. They're very self-centered, self-focused, and only care about their image, what they're presenting. And in actuality, it's not that good. I'm just saying. And I'm gonna put this up, and this squatty right here just said what needed to be said. They said the lights really did go out with Lizzie, didn't they? Oh well, no thoughts, no prayer, no prayers. They did it to themselves. Y'all, I cannot. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end it there because I'm telling you, I could go on for days. It is so many funny posts. But I'm gonna stop there. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.